Hey guys, Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here, and today we're going to talk about Yamaha's brand new bike, their YZ450FX. This is super exciting. About a year ago, they unveiled the YZ250FX, and then, I don't know, about 6 months later, 3 months, 4 months later, they put out their YZ250X, the two-stroke version. This is the third model in the line of off-road racing bikes that they've put out. Like I said before, they've taken note that there is a definite need in this market, and we want these bikes. And now they put out the 450 version of this. I'm super excited about this. I've just been actually finishing up the review of the bike that I've been riding for a while here, which is the YZ450, just the YZ450F, and I've been riding it in off-road purposes and having some struggles here and there, and this is the answer for the guy who wants that 450 power, who's like that, because some people are just accustomed to that and really like the power of the 450, that fuel injected power, and now this is going to be the off-road version of this. So let me just kind of go through some of the highlights that I noted on this thing. Obviously, it's going to be a fuel-injected motor, so that's going to be an amazing, amazing thing for you. It's 4-stroke. A lot of guys are really, really going to love that power, the way that's delivered. But it's electric start, so it gives you, you don't have to sit there and kick it all the time. So that's huge. A lot of times when you're out there in some nitty-gritty stuff, out there on the side of hills, and you've stalled the bike or whatever happens, it's nice to have that electric start. So I'm super pumped to see that. It's going to have a wide ratio 5-speed transmission, so first, second, and third gear are going to be a little bit lower for you, and then your fifth and sixth gear, you get that wide ratio stuff for the great top end speed. The forks, they've got that great KYB fork system, and those are going to be revalved for off-road riding. They're calling it like a speed sensitive dampening system, speed sensitive dampening KYB shocks. A little bit more tailored to off-road type stuff, enduro type stuff, so that'll be great. They're coming stock with Dunlop AT81 tires. Now, the AT81 is not my favorite off-road tire, but it is a much better tire than just like the Dunlop MX52s or something like that. So no real complaints with the AT81s. Again, not my favorite tire, but it's good. It's going to have an 18-inch rear wheel, which is great for off-road. That gives you a little bit better feel back there, a little bit more rubber, and a little bit more forgiving. It eliminates some of the pinch flats and stuff, so that's really nice to have. It's going to be 15 pounds heavier than their 450 motocross bike. It's 262 pounds. Yamaha does their weights wet, meaning this is with fuel and with oil in it, so you can get a real idea of how much this thing is going to weigh, and it's 15 pounds heavier than the motocross bike. So a lot of that is going to happen in battery and your starter, but you can get aftermarket batteries for these things, like a lithium iron battery, like I've done on a lot of my bikes, that can reduce that weight, shave 2-3 pounds off the battery weight just by putting in a different battery. It's 9 pounds lighter than the WR. Now, I don't want to get too many WR guys with their panties in a wad, but this should be a better race bike. It is, according to their site, it's designed for closed course and cross-country enduro type racing. The WRs are not race bikes out of the box. They are plugged up a little bit. This bike should be a lot more similar to the actual motocross bike as far as the power output, obviously tuned a little bit more specifically for off-road racing. So this is a true off-road racing bike, similar to what you'd get if you were looking at the KTM 450 XC. Another couple of things, it's still just got the 2-gallon tank. I think where Yamaha is doing their airbox really up high, they're putting that they're putting their fuel tank there kind of under the seat, and it limits how big that tank can be. So it's still just a 2-gallon tank. So that's a little bit on the shy side for off-road riding, but we'll have to see what some of the mileages are that people are getting. It's going to come stock with a skid plate, and you can also buy the Yamaha Power Tuner, which allows you to adjust, the power curves and the ignition curves a little bit. Obviously, that's going to be an extra purchase. But I'm super excited about this bike. We'd love to get our hands on one, especially where we've just kind of finished up the review of our YZ450F bike. This would be a fun one to have side by side. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to have them side by side. So thank you to Yamaha for putting out bikes that we want in the off-road market. Hopefully some of the other manufacturers manufacturers like Kawasaki and Honda will take note and do the same. But I'm very happy with Yamaha right now for being able to put out these bikes that we want in the industry. This gives us more choices. So props to them for doing it, and can't wait to get our hands on one. If you guys get a chance to ride one, please leave some comments down below and let us know what your thoughts are of this bike. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.